Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X-2. Last time, we beat the game and got the perfect ending. This time, ignore all the work that I've done. Let's go to this one. The file that I started just after we finished things up. So yeah, we finished up the game and I started getting things set up for what we had left to do. And as I was working around with that, I forgot one thing I wanted to show off. So let's go show that off really quick here. And I will see you when we actually get there. If you make your way to the temple in Besaid, and I actually didn't know about this. Someone pointed this out to me in the comments. There is another Gunner's Gauntlet, which I'm not going to play. Yeah, basically you just go in, and I would guess it's basically the same. As from the research that I've done, very few walkthroughs seem to mention it highly. Like they might have a section for it, but it doesn't seem like you can get any additional items through it. I'm not exactly sure how this works. I'm not going to show it off. I just wanted to let you guys know that it was there. Now, if there is anything else, and there probably is one or two things that I've talked with you guys in comments or that you guys know about the game that you want me to talk about, let me know. Put it in comments and I will try and show off as much as I can. We still have a number of things that we can show off in this game, so we will be here for another little bit. I've got a lot of things I'd like to show you guys here. But yeah, if I talked with you about something in the comments and I haven't shown it off or at least talked about it yet, let me know and I will try and correct that. Okay, so this file, that's not what I want to show. Let's see here. Based on my percentage is at 96%. We are back to the old file that I had before going in and getting 100% and completing the game. The main thing that there is left to do right now is Creature Creator. Now, I want to show you the process because the process I think is more interesting than the result. Because once you get, to the end and max levels and max stats and all these things, the process is very, very easy. But there are some things that I would like to demonstrate. Mainly setting up Almighty Shinra, because Almighty Shinra is very good. So you want to go to Creature, go to Shinra, and you want to unlearn his attack. He doesn't need that. And the other thing you want to do is you want to teach him some abilities. Let's see here. We want to give him some useful abilities. Ones that he won't use all the time. Remedy is a good choice. The reason why Remedy is a good choice is it teaches Asuna, which the way this works is you have some main commands and you have some auto abilities. You can teach up to 4 of each. However, the slots can hold up to 8 of each. So you could have 8 commands and stuff like that. But the only ones that will prevent your creatures from randomly learning new abilities in the middle of battle, which at this point we don't want to happen, you have to fill them in with abilities that they have permanently learned in this manner. So I'm going to teach Asuna because he'll basically never use that, and it's a useless ability that he'll never use, meaning he'll use Cleon or Sleon, I have no idea how you pronounce that thing, more often, which is his best ability. The other thing I would like to give you is Vigor through the Turbo Ether. That is another really good ability. It's something that acts instantly and heals a large percentage of HP. Very, very good to have. The other thing I would like to teach you is through Phoenix Down. We want to learn Life. Now, Life is something that really only affects characters that are with him, and after a little bit of training, kind of the way the AI works for creatures is after they've been in a few battles, they'll stop being really stupid and casting life on themselves when they're alive. But at the start, not so much. So now that we've done that, I've kind of demonstrated that process and how it works, let us go and switch up his equipment a little bit. Now, I think it screws up or it won't work if you try and teach Vigor to Almighty Shinra if he's already got the White Mage Garment Grid on, but we want that on there because what that'll do is it adds turbo white magic over on the side. One, it'll make his life act faster when he actually has to use it, And 2, it's another kind of useless ability to fill in so he doesn't learn anything else. See, if he only has 3 auto abilities learned, he'll learn Meteor or Ultima, and I don't want him casting those because they don't deal nearly as much damage as Cleon. That's where the real damage comes in. So you want him with the Peerless Garment Grid, gives him critical. Right now I have him set on the Iron Duke because that's the best accessory I have. And the AP Egg is just there so he gains levels. The Chocobo I have completely reset up, giving him Ribbon, White Mage, and unlearning pretty much everything, giving you just the ability to cast White Wind and heal, and that is it. Auto Wall, Auto Haste, that's it. The Chocobo is there to heal, and that is pretty much all the Chocobo is there to do at this point. So now that you have things set up, I believe, actually, no, yeah, well, tournament is what we want to do. Now I have beaten the first tournament here or the first cup, I guess, of the Farplane Cup. So let's go in here and see what familiar faces we can run into. The one thing about the Farplane Cup that's a lot of fun... Oh, hi Trema!
I've just been toying with you up to now.
You'll run into some very familiar faces. And some of them are going to be super, super powerful. Now the thing is, you can see by that amount of damage and the fact that Trema has about 1,000,000 HP, we're running away. For one, stop learning stupid things. Yeah, you didn't need to waste that. But Trema is not someone you want to fight with Almighty Shinra. If you run into him in the cup, pretty much run away, because if you are able to beat him, especially at these levels, then it's going to take a long time. So anyway, let's try that again and see if we can actually do something properly here. So the first time you beat the Farplane Cup, you get the Ragnarok accessory.
This fighting thing a try.
Now, if you look at the stars up top and you press the buttons on your joystick, so you push the joystick down, it'll increase it. That's the R3 button, the right joystick. And the higher that is, the more offensive your characters are going to be, and the more damage they'll actually deal. However, if you lower it by pressing the left joystick, it will lower the amount of damage they deal, but also lower the amount of damage they take. Shut up, Shinra. Yes, unfortunately, Shinra does stupid things a lot. So yeah, that was a previous boss. I believe that's the Insect Matriarch. You get elixirs for beating the random levels here. Who else can we run into? Well, there's Paragon. So let's increase our damage. Now, we also take more damage when our things are up like this. So we want it to be up like this when we're attacking, and then when we're waiting for our next attack, we want to actually lower it. In this case, it didn't really matter because we one-shot Paragon. Yeah, poor Paragon. He didn't stand a chance, did he? Yeah, Trema right now is the only enemy in the Farplane Cup that we can encounter that will actually hurt us.
Try again in another 1,000 years.
Alright, so we beat you. Or was that Omega? I don't know. I can't remember who drops the Supreme Gem, because the Omega is supposed to drop, I think, Supreme Gem. So maybe that was Omega. Alright, so this guy, so we're going to lower it so we take less damage here. And he's going to waste a turn casting life. Megaton Press will one-shot you no matter what you have. And if you, one of the other things that having lower stars will do is it will influence what type of attacks you will use.
Prepare to meet your doom.
So on lower ones, you'll have a higher chance of using abilities such as attacking abilities. On lower star levels, you have a higher chance of using things that will, say, revive characters. Now, I want my characters to remain alive, if at all possible. Now, if you lower it all the way, you can survive it, get back up, there you go. And you need to make sure that Shinra stays alive. So we got Vigor off there. There's Meteor. I don't really care about you using that because you're not going to deal that much damage with it. But we're going to increase it so our attacks deal more. Our goal here is to keep Shinra alive. And this guy is actually pretty powerful. You're going to kill him anyway. But if you put it down to 0 stars on a
I've just
turn,
been toying with you up to now.
that when your character has a choice of actions, then you'll run away. So don't leave it down there too long. Only do it during like long attack animations. So I'm going to bring you back just to basically give the snail guy another target. And then I want to make you kind of focus on doing an attack because that will deal more damage. And hopefully we can finish this guy off. He has a lot of HP, and he's building up for a spell right now, and we stopped them from doing it. Perfect. You won't build up for a combo when they're charging up for a spell. And luckily we did not run into Trema this time, so we're actually able to beat the tournament. You get the Beantail bonus, and you get the key to success, one of the best accessories in the game. It's basically that one and the Iron Duke side by side. There is one other one that we also would like to get. You may have noticed a certain player or a certain team name that should have been somewhat familiar to you if you had looked at the list there. We're probably going to find that one. The key to success doubles all. Doubles your HP, doubles your MP, gives you 100 to luck, which is very nice. And what else? What else does it give you? Doubles your experience, doubles your AP, and doubles your items. So yeah, it's basically one of the god items, and you definitely want it earlier on. Once we are able to max out our stats, then we will be able to take off the Iron Duke once we're at a high enough level and all that kind of good stuff. So anyway, let us show off the next tournament here. I'm not going to continue to show off battles in here. I do want to just show off the important enemies, the ones that are going to be familiar. Well, you're not really familiar, but you're going to die a lot faster. He's actually, I think, stronger here than he ever was when we fought him with the girls, because I don't think we can one-shot him with just one of these. Or I could be wrong. That's entirely possible. I'm not sure by what percentage changing the stars affects damage, but it's a significant amount that I can be one shot on 5 stars and take less than 50% of my HP away on 1 star. So take with that what you will. You basically need to use the abilities if you want to get your way through a lot of the tournaments, especially with the more powerful enemies. So we got ambushed there. I'm not super worried about it. Why are you casting life? You need more training. Well, this one's not Omega, so here we want to take less damage from Genesis. Probably won't do that much because our stats are so high anyway. Then we want to boost it up so we can deal more damage.
I've just been toying with you up to now.
So anyway, I'm just going to show you the 2 more items that we can get here, and then the unique battles that I wanted to show off. And that will be it for the Aeon Cup for now. Once we've beaten it enough times, we'll start to see some newer enemies. So anyway, I will show you new enemies and winning items. And the 3rd time you beat the tournament, you still get your elixirs, but you get the Force of Nature accessory. This one is rather unique. It's something that we already had access to in a different way, but let's see here. Let's scroll down. Where are you? Of course, you're not going to be where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be down there. Oh. No. There it is at the top. Okay, I already had one. Never mind. I think we got this one in the math dungeon, if I remember correctly. This adds all elements to your damage, but it also makes you immune. It says Omni Strike on the bottom right there, but it doesn't just do Omni Strike. It also does Omni Eater. So you absorb all elements, which includes gravity and holy. something that they won't always, well, they don't tell you. You have to actually look it up, no matter where you go to try and figure this out. And there is, oops, just throw that on for a quick second just to kind of show it. If you ever want to figure out what your different abilities do, go to Unlearn and select it here, and it will usually tell you to pretty much everything. Adds all elements to attacks and turns all elemental damage to HP. It doesn't tell you which elements it includes, but it does include Holy and Gravity, I know from experience. But yeah, Spell Spring, I didn't show teaching that or Auto Haste, but if you want to know how I did that, Auto Haste, where is it? No. Speed Bracer takes 3 Speed Bracers. I already taught that to him off screen, and Spell Spring is taught by the Ragnarok. It only costs 1, and we have ways of farming both of those. I will go over those in greater detail later on, just as kind of a refresher once it really matters. But in the meantime, I'm hoping to find the guy that I'm looking for. He's just not showing up. Okay, we're back. You may eventually run into the question mark guy. As you can see, he is my next opponent. Thing is, Trema's going to be the one after that, so this isn't the perfect opportunity to demonstrate this, but guess who's back? Titus himself is in the Farplane tournament. He never said that. Why did you say slice and dice before Blitz Ace? That's hilarious. But anyway, yeah, Titus is in here. You want to know what else Titus is? He's recruitable. The only way to recruit certain characters that you encounter in the Farplane Cup, and there are 3 of them, is to beat them, encounter them, and defeat them in the cup, and then win that entire tournament. Now, I'm not going to be able to do this unless I get extremely lucky and Trema loses in the first round. Trema has about a 50-50 shot of beating Master of Spira, which is Paragon, which is the guy I've been fighting, that I showed a few times. But against the Abyss Crawler, yeah, he's not going to win. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to beat Trema unless I cheese, and I'm not set up to cheese. So yeah, we'll load up once we actually are able to defeat somebody else, because I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to beat this guy. It's just going to take way too long, and chances are I won't even do it. One of the reasons why you're very unlikely to be able to beat Trema is he's got Meteor, and his Meteor is gravity-based. Now, my Almighty Shinra does not have Protecta or Shell on. Now, Shell will help reduce the percentage, but it's so much so that with only 2 characters on the field, it's very likely that you're going to lose Almighty Shinra against his Meteor. You can try and lower the damage, but it only works so well. Okay. For the 4th and final time you get a specific item, we get our 2nd Iron Duke. Managed to beat that one. Unfortunately, I did not battle Titus, therefore he will not join the party. You have to be able to encounter them in the same battle, or in the tournament, in the same kind of tournament, beat them, and then they'll join. If they're beaten by somebody else, unfortunately, you do not get them. So I got another Iron Duke, so I'm going to replace the that there, because that is much better, even though we don't get auto wall anymore. You can always teach the Chocobo auto wall if you care. I don't, but he's just kind of there as a sidekick right now. Hopefully, I want to demonstrate at least one joining, and there's also 2 other party members, well, characters from the previous game that we can see. One of them we can see in here. Now, because Master of Spira, or Paragon, and Trema are fighting each other, hopefully I might get a chance of facing Paragon upcoming. If that happens, I have a much better chance of winning, because Trema is just a pain in the ass and takes far too long to really bother to kill. At least with this guy. There are other characters we have that will give us a higher chance of being able to beat Trema. I will demonstrate those in due time. Let's see here. Oh, right. Well, this is going to go badly. Okay, that's fine. Somebody else showed up that I actually hadn't paid attention to. We will probably see him in the final round. Probably a good idea to show this. Oh, you're not dead yet. Interesting. Oh, no, you are. Never mind. Didn't do your animation. After you've beaten enough battles in the Farplane Cup, you will encounter a new enemy. That enemy is the Outer Space Plane Envoy, whatever the hell it was called there. We'll see it in the final round. I have serious doubts that Trem is actually beating it. Yeah, Outer Plane Envoy. That's what we're going to face in the final round. What in all that is holy is that? What the hell is this thing? Black Sky. Teach the Chocobo Meteor all over again. Well, that's not all that strong.
I've just been toying with you up to now.
Well, might as well do some more damage here. Yeah. Oh, there's multiple targets here. Yeah, there are 4 heads to this thing. Faraga. Doesn't really hurt that much. Fireworks. Ow! What the hell is that? Well! Meet the super boss of Creature Creator. This is Major Numerous, or Numus, or however you pronounce the name. It's a pun on numbers. I think it's like Latin for number or something like that. Each of the heads is like uno, duo, trio, quattro, or something like that. They're all, it's a number pun, the whole thing. Okay. Once you run into the enemies, they will be available for battle on their own in Creature Creator. Since he's being a dick and he's not showing up, you can fight Seymour. Seymour is kind of what you'd expect. He is a magician.
I've just been toying with you up to now.
But the sad thing is, if you're using Shinra, he doesn't get a chance to do anything. And he's gone. But Seymour is recruitable. He also drops Arcane Lore, I don't care about. The only way to recruit him, however, is in the Farplane Cup. You have to beat him and then win the cup. Once you've beaten it enough times so that Outer Plane Envoy is in there, it's unlikely that you're going to win the tournament again. Outer Plane Envoy can lose, specifically to Trema and to Master of Spira. We might get a chance to see that. The other one that I wanted to show off is going to lose to Trema. So we will hurry up and kill the guy already. Don't have time for this. Kill it. Die. Yeah, most of the enemies we encounter at this point, even with lower level Shinra, and I know 83 isn't really that low of level, but as far as Creature Creator, it is low level. The difference between level 83 and level 99 is the difference between consistently winning and consistently losing against certain enemies. So just kind of be aware of that. Well, I'm 85 now. Well, he won the first round. If you look down at the bottom there, he beat Slimy Boss. Orin himself is also recruitable. He's going to lose to Trema. And did I fight Major or...
I play for keeps.
Yeah, I'm dead. Okay, I'm out. Done. Yeah, you notice how small the damage was there compared to what it normally was before when I did it. When I did it before, I think it was... run away. Before when I did it, it was doing like 20 to 40,000. This time it was doing like 5,000-6,000. Yeah, the stars make a huge difference. And the sad thing about that is you actually have to micromanage things. Oh, are you kidding me? Orin actually beat Trema? I could have got him? Bullshit! That's bullshit! This game hates me. Alright, so Orin is there. I guess I'm not going to be able to show him running into, us running into him. I do have subsequent files where I actually did recruit one of the characters, and I'll show you what their stats look like and what their abilities look like. But there's one more thing I want to do with my stats and my levels the way they are now. And I need to reset up for that. Okay, so we've set everything up here. Want to use YRP. I would like to take out the guy that's been helping me out for all this time, Almighty Shinra himself. And I want to be able to do it without using creatures because, well, you're supposed to use creatures. You can use the same strategy that I demonstrated with the quick-hitting Heavy Soleil, or in this case, you could use Thieves, just like I showed against Chalk. It's an ability you can use against only some bosses. It's actually a different status effect. I'm not exactly sure what it's called off the top of my head. It's like some stagger protection or something like that. Many bosses have it, some do not. Almighty Shinra does not, therefore we could use that against him. I want to show a less cheap method, so we're going to go with the End Garment Grid on everyone with Mascot, Crystal Bangle, Adamantite. Now, I'm assuming that you only have the one Iron Duke for this. I'm not going to use any of the additional Iron Duke or the Key to Success or anything like that, even though they are better. Crystal Bangle, Crystal Gloves, and over here, you get the Iron Duke because you're the primary damage source, and another Crystal Bangle to stay alive. Make sure you've learned everything ahead of time, and make sure you have some good items. Mega Phoenixes or Phoenix Downs, Mega Elixirs, 3 stars, Stamina Tonic, Chocobo Wing, Star Curtain you don't need, Dispel Tonic. Those are the kind of things that you're going to want. I will go on how to farm all of those things at a later point, not right now. Let's go to the Battle Simulator. Let's see here. Almighty Shinra. I've never actually tried this before. This is a strategy
I got this.
I've looked up and tried 0 times. Okay, so what are you going to do first? I'm going to wait to see what you're going to do here. Let's see. Let's start with Stamina Tonic. And then 3 stars. And Riku's probably going to be dead.
I've just been toying with you up to now.
Yeah. Let's see if I'm able to survive this. Because that's stage number 1. Okay, we survived. Mega Elixir. Whew. Alright, so we've got all those things off. Those are the important ones. We've got our haste. We've got 3 stars. Or no, we don't have haste yet. Haste it is. Next, let's see, I think that's all. Okay, so you're using Ultima. I'm not particularly worried about that. No. Unfortunately, you don't have anything that boosts my stats, which is what I would really like. So you are basically going to try and keep everybody alive with Mughal Kurija. You are going to boost your own attack. And unfortunately, you don't really have anything to do with Riku.
The desired result.
So she's going to try and keep people alive, and when he does that, we're going to throw Dispel Tonics on him. And we're going to boost this up a couple more times here. Make sure you're always pulling that off. I don't have anything else good there or there. Kurija it is. So we already have Auto Protect and Auto Shell, which will both be useful in this fight. Let's see. Get another one of those off. He's gonna cast Ultima again. Riku might die. I'm not too worried about that. She's the least useful member of the team right now. Let's give you an explosion.
I got you.
Yeah, Mughal Kurija does a lot more when you have a lot of HP. So she's just going to spam that each round. No. I want Pain to get a turn, please. There we go.
Time for an experiment.
And, oh, there we go. Got to get rid of that again. Got to make sure he does not have haste. He will get to go way too fast.
Prepare to meet your doom.
Bushido, and how many more? 1 more, and then we're good to start attacking. With the Iron Duke and near max strength, plus 10 levels, we should be doing enough damage to deal nearly maximum damage to this guy. You may need critical in order for that to work. So yeah, that's already in. So cutlery, cackling gun. I'm not sure what that status is. That might be reflect. I'm not exactly sure. Doesn't matter. I won't be using it. Kirija. And let's see here. Well, there's full break. Can I dispel that? No, I don't think I can dispel that. Not without dispelling all my other things as well, and I don't want to do that.
This is the part where you get hurt.
Alright, so there's Cackling Gun. We've got our haste on. We've got Spell Spring, so we don't consume any MP. What? Oh, crap. I forgot to... Of all the things to forget, everyone needs to cycle dress spheres.
Prepare to meet your doom.
And I completely forgot to do this. That's what's going to add break damage. That's why we have the end garment grid on. We're going to switch over to Dark Knight. And then we're going to switch back to the other mascot dress sphere that I have.
Darkness is a double-edged sword.
And then we will break HP limit and break damage limit. We were already breaking HP limit before.
I think my head's on backwards.
Riku, shut up. Alright, so Kirija. And do I need to dispel? I need to dispel. Okay, so this is the basic strategy. If you don't have two Moogle dress spheres, you can, instead of equipping the extra crystal bangle on Pain, give her the whatever it is to break damage limit. And you could do it that way too. I don't think I need that. Oh, I did need that. Okay. Cackling Gun again. And this is the basic strategy for taking him down if you don't have access to all of the features or the powerful abilities that we have access to already. I just wanted to show a good way of, you know what? I'm going to hold off. I want to do that additional damage. Go. And nope. You can throw the Dispel Tonic. You can power up for that.
Prepare to meet your doom.
I can always use a Mega Elixir if I need to. Probably not a bad idea. We'll see. Explosion's probably fine.
Worm.
Go. Alright, so Yuna will have to fill this role this time. There we go. Is that enough? There we go. So that's how you beat Almighty Shinra with lower level characters. It really is designed more that you fight this guy with your creatures. And that being said, that's pretty much all I wanted to show with this first file that I had set up where everyone was still lower level. Next time, I would like to demonstrate what you can do if you play around in here for far too long. That's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.